Portal is one of those games that needs no introduction. You shoot a portal here, shoot a portal over there, it's a classic. It's one of those games that seems like everyone has played it, but what would the game be like for someone who never has? My girlfriend Ellie is that person, and in this video we're going to follow along her journey with Portal while we view the game through the eyes of a newcomer.
Today we're playing Portal. This is well, I don't even want to say much about it, we'll just jump into it, but this game came out in 2007, and this is one of the most requested games that we've really had. A lot of people are really curious to see you play it. I just played it for the first time recently, so I'm excited to see what you think.
I'm scared.
Ellie knows next to nothing about this game, which makes her a perfect candidate to jump in head first. The game begins in a holding chamber of some sort. Before long, some kind of female robotic voice emerges, informing us about some kind of test.
The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, there was another woman. I kind of always knew that this was a puzzle game because you had mentioned it and people had asked me to play it, but I didn't know that it was going to feel like the Stanley Parable and place me into a world like that where I feel like I'm being tested and there's a quirkiness to it and a narrator voice speaking to me and telling me what to do.
This moment gives us our first glimpse of the game's key mechanic, the portals, of course. Ellie had just emerged from the holding chamber by crossing through them, but she didn't seem to realize this yet, instead thinking that she'd just seen another woman. We'll dig more into the mechanics of how these things actually work in a bit, but for now, all we needed to worry about was moving forward. Ellie was next taught how to pick up objects.
Excellent. Please proceed into the chamber lock after completing each test. First, however, note the incandescent particle field across the exit. This aperture science material emancipation grill will vaporize any unauthorized equipment that passes through it.
Onward, we arrived at the first proper test, which found us reintroduced to some portals. There was both an orange and blue one, with the former in a fixed location and the latter moving around to different walls. It would appear that walking through one of the portals caused Ellie to emerge from the other. Since the blue one was moving around, she could travel into a few different rooms here to complete the puzzle. Still, I wasn't sure that Ellie fully grasped what was happening yet.
Oh, it's creating the portals. Whoa, that's me? Oh, that's who I was seeing then. This is deeply confusing.
There we go. Ellie now understood the baseline mechanic, even if she didn't yet fully grasp how it functions. Before she could think about it for too long, she picked up the portal gun, a complete game changer. Now Ellie could create her own portals wherever she wanted. This next test will put her new tool through its paces.
I don't think I expected that I would be the one controlling the portals in the game when I knew what the game was called. I thought maybe there would just be portals. Being able to control that mechanic and change the way you approach the environment was cool. I like having control of that. Oh, that's crazy because that is me. Hey girl, you look good. Okay, I'm confused.
So in this room, the orange portal is once again fixed. It's on this wall over here and nothing is going to change that. Since she now had the gun, Ellie could make a blue portal wherever she wanted, including right next to the exit of the chamber. This is our first real test of understanding the relationship between the orange and blue portal.
Where does that lead to? Well, that feels like I kind of had maybe the right idea.
Well done. Remember, the Aperture Science Bring Your Daughter to Work Day is the perfect time to have her tested.
Tested for what? This? This is the test?
Tested.
So I'm just a part of Bring Your Daughter to Work Day?
Yes. Thank you for coming.
If you couldn't already tell, the crux of Portal is progressing through increasingly complex test chambers as you learn and process new mechanics. For example, in this next test, Ellie learned that objects can move between portals just like she can. The increasing complexity can at times be overwhelming, but Portal smartly limits the scale of the test chambers, especially in the early goings. You just need to worry about one room at a time.
Is now a good time to talk about how bad I am at puzzles?
Sure, go right ahead.
I did not get into the Encore program in 5th grade because I failed the test, because I did not know how to think in puzzles. Well, I'm kind of out of ideas. So I thought that if you hit different walls, it'll open up a different portal. Like I figured out the one before that was just, oh, I need to fall down onto that level. So if I shoot up high enough, then there will be a portal for me to fall down into. But I don't even know how to get to this side. So blue is where I've entered and orange is where you come out of. So I enter and that's where I just came from.
There is no entry or exit, it's interchangeable. This is both the entrance and the exit. Okay, so when you shoot the blue portal and you walk inside of it, you emerge out of the orange portal every time. When you walk through the orange portal, you emerge from your blue portal every time.
So if I put one on this wall, when I walk back in, oh, I thought every time I was turning around in here, I thought it was that side looking this way, because I just would see my body.
A lot of this game is simply trial and error. You just have to play around until something clicks and then boom, you've got it. There are moments where you can die, but even then, you just reset to a recent checkpoint, so there's very little risk for trying different ideas. Over the next couple of chambers, Ellie was introduced to these balls of energy that activate a function of the room when they make contact with the appropriate vessel, we'll call them. The player must use the portals to maneuver the energy balls around the room.
Whee! Lord. That's crazy.
One thing that Portal nails is smoothly escalating complexity. First, we learned about the buttons, and then the portals, then being able to place our own, and now how other objects interact with them. As the puzzles proceed, all of these mechanics begin mixing together.
Look at her fatty. Look at that booty. Ooh.
The Enrichment Center regrets to inform you that this next test is impossible. Make no attempt to solve it.
Contrary to what GLaDOS claimed, it was in fact the opposite of impossible.
Ooh.
Momentum, a function of mass and velocity, is conserved between portals.
Here, Ellie got a taste of how momentum interacts with the portals, which is, for my money, one of the most enjoyable components of the game. Test chamber number 11 is likely the most complex that we've faced thus far. The chamber itself is much bigger than most of what we've encountered, with a number of different moving parts. It forces the player to process multiple mechanics at once, and is a little overwhelming.
The blue portal can be anywhere, because you are deciding where the blue portal goes.
Right, but I don't know how to get in there. Because this is changing when it changes.
Anywhere you can shoot a portal, you can go.
Stop. Don't say that again. Please, you're not allowed to say that again.
Okay, fair enough. Ellie needed to shoot a blue portal in this room, which would enable her to access it through the orange portal, which she eventually did. Without question, one of the biggest challenges of this game is learning the relationship between the portals. Grasping the real nuts and bolts of how these things work is not easy and just takes time to soak in. Ellie progressed through the rest of the chamber and received another vital ability, the capacity to shoot orange portals. Now she could shoot both a blue and orange portal onto any compatible surface, massively opening up her possibilities. This next chamber, once again predicated upon momentum, would put this new skill to the test. It's always interesting to see the effects of returning to a game after a break. Ellie'd had a full day to sleep on the mechanics of the game, and as soon as she came back to it, she was looking more natural than ever. It really can't be overstated how valuable some time away is.
I think it's the same concept of solving a jigsaw puzzle. Like they tell you to step away from the puzzle. When you come back, sometimes you immediately find where a piece goes, or the piece that was really stumping you, you can automatically see. That same concept applied here for me, that I could get really stuck on one way or using the mechanic one way, that it just felt quicker to start again. I didn't have old context or frustrations built up in my head.
Test Chamber 13 involves maneuvering a couple of cubes onto some buttons, which Ellie made look easy.
As part of a previously mentioned.
Well done.
I
well
locked in.
done.
Did you see
You
how
did.
locked in I was?
At this point, the only mechanic that Ellie didn't seem to be fully gelling with was momentum, which in fairness is the one she'd been exposed to the least. Test Chamber 14 forces some understanding of the concept. Ellie needed to reach the cube, but it was surrounded by walls on which portals can't be placed. She seemed to understand that momentum was key, but how would she need to go about utilizing it?
How would you achieve more momentum if you don't have enough momentum?
Maybe shooting down low and jumping from here.
There you go.
Just needed some Bobo advice.
The rest of the chamber progressed smoothly, but the next one wasn't going to be so simple. It was time for Test Chamber 15. Now, the solution, when spelled out, may sound simple. The player must use momentum to fly over this wall, which is pretty standard stuff, but in this instance, there's no ledge to walk off of to increase your momentum.
It's not working.
What's not working?
Putting one on this and falling into this hole.
When have you fallen from up there into the hole?
I can't fall from up there. I don't have a way to get up there.
You just fell from up there.
Right, but it's not enough momentum. It's this.
What are you talking about?
This is me falling from up there. That's not enough momentum to get over.
Ellie seemed to understand what to do, but the concept of falling from a portal straight into another portal required to finish this puzzle wasn't clicking.
Just don't even want to solve it at this point. Like, genuinely, you've seen how quickly I've been solving these other levels. I have no idea.
So what's stopping you from walking into this portal, coming out of that portal up top, and then falling into this portal?
Because I don't know how to do that. I can't time my landing to work like that.
Why not?
Because I just don't know how to do that.
Oh, there you go.
I don't understand what just happened.
Moments like this, and in a macro sense, games like this, showcase the different ways in which our minds work. This puzzle just clicked for me. Why? I'm not quite sure, as unsure as I am why it didn't click for Ellie. We all process puzzles differently, and I suspect that all of us who have played this game got stuck at different sections. The very next phase of this chamber Ellie solved faster than I did. Unfortunately, the frustration from the last puzzle was so palpable for her that she didn't even feel satisfied upon completion, just disappointed that solving it took her as long as it did.
Well, I think the disconnect was going through the portal twice. I didn't understand that at all. I was saying the right solution, but I was never saying, and I go through it a second time to build momentum. I never said that because I didn't understand that. I didn't like feeling dumb. I didn't like feeling like I was missing something that everyone else sees, and I think that's harder when I know you know the solution and you're even like, this feels really obvious, you're saying it, why aren't you doing it? That makes me even more in my head because it makes me feel like I'm being perceived as dumb. People wanted me to play this so I'd suffer.
No, I don't think so.
I think they thought I'd suffer.
This next puzzle utilized momentum in the same way with an added layer of complexity. While falling, Ellie would have to shoot a portal on the ground in order to maintain her momentum.
There you go.
Jesus, take the wheel.
She wasn't feeling like it, but Ellie was indeed continuing to make progress. Our first obstacle here involved using portals to move forward in this hallway. The catch is the platforms are moving the wrong way, and falling means death.
Oh, thought I had to jump. What the f***? That was close enough. What the f***? Okay. I got scared as hell right there.
And now it's time for the viewer question of the week. This week's question comes from our good friend and patron, Shu. If you could pick up one more hobby, maybe something you've always been curious about but never had the time for, what would it be?
I wish that I was craftier, so I think it'd be really cool if I knew how to knit or sew, could really dedicate the time to learning how to do that. That would be cool. I think it'd be cool if I was just knitting scarves for people or sewing stuff and making my own clothes and living off the land.
If you'd like first dibs on your question appearing in a video, as well as a ton of other cool bonuses, you can become a patron or channel member.
Due to mandatory scheduled maintenance, the appropriate chamber for this testing sequence is currently unavailable. It has been replaced with a live fire course designed for military androids. The Enrichment Center apologizes for the inconvenience and wishes you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, a little more danger. This level features some strangely endearing stationary drones, and if you get into their line of sight, the key to this level is finding ways to either sneak past or incapacitate the drones. How does one go about this? Why, by dropping cubes through portals, of course.
The bucket tells me what to do. Cake is a lie, the cake is a lie, the cake is a lie, the cake is a lie. Hello, can you help me? Don't die.
Plentiful deaths aside, Ellie progressed through smoothly and was rewarded in the next test chamber with the weighted companion cube. This little fellow really speaks for itself. To say that it's one of the greatest video game companions of all time would be a gross understatement. It's supportive, it's introspective, it's cube. The companion cube arrived at the perfect time, as we were now entrenched in the largest test chamber so far. The cube is actually instrumental in solving this room, which involves using 3 separate energy orbs to activate 3 separate receivers. With the companion cube, anything is possible. Ellie and the cube managed the rest of the chamber with ease, but there was a problem.
You did it. The weighted companion cube certainly brought you good luck. However, it cannot accompany you for the rest of the test and, unfortunately, must be euthanized. Please escort your companion cube to the Aperture Science Emergency Intelligence Incinerator.
I hate to say goodbye. Oh, pal, you've been a perfect friend.
You euthanized your faithful companion cube more quickly than any test subject on record. Congratulations.
I hated that.
Next up was test chamber 18, as our journey through the chambers neared its conclusion. At this point, it was pretty evident that the scale of the tests was increasing. Gone were the single room puzzles, we'd made it to the big boys. This first hallway involved some classic portal transportation. Overall, Ellie proceeded through this section with ease, but soon enough she arrived in a very large room, one of the biggest she'd encountered thus far. Clearly, this place looks a little complicated, but the first order of business is getting rid of all these drones.
Come on. Okay, was that the last one?
With all of those guys taken out, Ellie now had some breathing room to figure out what comes next. As she was examining the space around her, it dawned on me just how different the experience of playing Portal was compared to other games we've tried in this series. Most of the other games she's played have been more kinetic, more action-driven. The challenge is executing your goal, but here, it's determining what the goal is that provides the primary conundrum.
It was really interesting to play. I felt like when I was doing well, my perspective is when I was doing well, it wasn't entertaining to watch because I was very locked in, just staring, figuring stuff out, and then feeling good about myself for doing it. It didn't feel like I was interacting with it in the same kind of entertainment way. It feels more like a solo game. Like to me, it feels like something you're playing by yourself, just as brain teasers, like Sudoku or solving a puzzle by yourself and trying to work out your brain as a muscle more.
An increasingly present element in Portal's latter stretch is timing. In this puzzle, Ellie needed to get this orb into its receptacle, but it was blocked by a door that would only stay open for a couple of seconds when this button is pushed. It's not just about figuring out what to do, it's about figuring out how to do it as expeditiously as possible.
Oh my gosh, why'd that feel like I had 7 extra seconds? That's crazy, that felt so much longer.
Now, Ellie could use this platform to travel over to the other side of this room. The button here creates a platform that looks like it may be useful.
I do it?
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
With that out of the way, Ellie was able to bring the cube back outside, enabling access to the second half of this chamber. This may as well be called the momentum room. The secret to success is using the portals to launch yourself up higher in the room, but this section is really testing your dexterity in addition to your deduction.
Oh my.
Ah! I wasn't ready. It still worked. So I need to do blue now? So I did orange, now I need to do blue again? Blue over there? Or am I in blue? What's wrong?
Well done. Be advised
Okay,
that the next
I
test
guessed
requires
right.
exposure to
With that, we'd reached the final test chamber, which is a little bit anticlimactic. Compared to the scope of 18, 19 offers a more straightforward journey to navigate on a platform through a hallway. You've got to duck, avoid an orb, and get crafty with your portals, but it's really not too bad.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Cake, cake,
The
cake,
test is
cake.
over. All aperture technologies remain safely operational up to 4,000 degrees Kelvin. Rest assured that there is absolutely no chance of a dangerous equipment malfunction prior to your victory incandescence. Thank you for participating in this aperture science computer-aided enrichment.
Do I not get cake?
Goodbye.
Ooh.
I just got a little bit
What are
in.
you doing? Stop it. Hi. We are pleased that you made it through the final challenge where we pretended we were going to murder you.
Oh.
This is a bit strange. It appeared that test chamber 19 ended in death, but we're not interested in that. It was time to get out of this place.
Oh.
This begins a very different section of the game. Gone are the test chambers with gradually increasing difficulty. Now, we've made our way into the nuts and bolts of the facility, places that we're not supposed to be. The gameplay remains predicated on portal-based puzzle solving, but it feels different now. Instead of progressing through carefully designed rooms, we're navigating spaces that aren't intended for our portal gun. We're not supposed to be here.
Okay, let's hope this works. It worked.
I noticed something as she began progressing through this section of the game. Ellie was having a lot of fun. This was the smoothest that she'd progressed since the early goings, but that section was really easy. This was significantly more challenging, but now Ellie grasped all of the mechanics and there wasn't really anything else to learn. The game didn't have any more new mechanics to throw at her, so now it was all about putting what she's learned into practice.
I loved the shift in hour 5. I loved it. I was having so much fun. I was locked in. I knew what I needed to do next. Felt like I was solving puzzles really quickly and I didn't feel really discouraged by the process at all. I just was figuring it out. It felt more linear, forward momentum. I knew what I needed to do and I was gonna get out. And I just really liked it. I liked how different the environment felt and trying to figure out how to get out. I feel like I performed really well and I really just was smooth sailing through that. Yay.
Nice.
I knew that was gonna happen, Boo-Boo. I knew it. Oh God. Well, now I know what happens down there. God, that scares me every time. Okay, thank you.
It was clear that we were getting closer to the core of the facility as GLaDOS was beginning to present herself more directly. At first, it may look like we've transitioned into combat, but Portal need always be viewed through the eyes of a puzzle game.
I was making it too complicated. I was like, I gotta angle this to make it hit herself.
Her own missiles could be used to our advantage, which Ellie continued to embrace until she got all the way out of this room. Eventually, we arrived in a very large space featuring a lot of drones.
Ah! No! Oh, hell no. Hold on. First of all, that's gonna drive me insane. That music is insane. We just gonna die real quick because I don't even know what to do. This is ridiculous.
It's a room that can initially be overwhelming, but Ellie knew how to handle drones now, so I knew she could get through.
Having fun. It's so quiet and peaceful for me right now. I'm just killing things. Okay.
Nice, nice.
Getting anxious. Oh, damn it.
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because despite your violent behavior, the only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart.
Well, here we are. It was finally time to meet GLaDOS in person, or in robot. Feeling some acrimony after all she'd been through, Ellie tossed this loose piece of GLaDOS into the incinerator.
You're kidding me. Did you just stuff that aperture science thing we don't know what it does into an aperture science emergency intelligence incinerator? That has got to be the dumbest thing that— Whoa. Good news. I figured out what that thing you just incinerated did. It was a morality core they installed after I flooded the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin to make me stop flooding the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin. So get comfortable while I warm up the neurotoxin emitters.
And so begins the closest thing Portal has to a boss fight. It's us or her at this point, so we've got to figure something out. Per usual, the portals are the key to victory, as we can aim a missile being fired at us back at her.
Alright, keep doing it. Giving you good advice aren't mutually exclusive.
Hitting GLaDOS with a missile dislodges another core from her body, which can again be incinerated.
The talking is over.
Is that it done? Where we go? Do you smell something burning? Oh, what's in here?
Don't laugh at me. No laughing. No. No laughing. Swallow it. Rude.
The catch is that each core becomes increasingly inconvenient to reach, and ultimately, we only have 6 minutes to get this fight done, so things need to be handled very quickly. Ellie was doing a great job of navigating the fight on the fly, destroying each core one by one, but time was running out.
You do feel like I'm moving incredibly slowly, right?
Well, it's just a big room. Wow.
Oh my god. What does the clock say?
1 second.
Shut up.
Wow, with just about 1 second remaining, Ellie defeated GLaDOS and escaped the facility. Although, are we really free?
Oh my god, my cake! It wasn't a lie. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I really liked it. It feels really nice to know that I finished a game, so I'm still riding that high right now. I felt like I'd really figured out what to do, and I could tell in that hour that I had acquired a lot of knowledge and skills from the past 4 hours before that. That boss fight was crazy. Having 1 second left and still doing it was crazy, and I hate being timed, but I killed it. But I do think I enjoyed it. It felt very different compared to any other game I've played for the series. It was really cool to not Google anything, because I'm thinking in that context, if I was playing it alone, I probably would have Googled stuff. So I think I feel a sense of accomplishment that I didn't look up how to do anything.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success.
Portal was a fascinating game to have Ellie try. It contained some of the highest highs and lowest lows of any game that she's ever attempted, and ends up as the first game she's completed in this series. It seems like she may be better at puzzle games than she gives herself credit for. Perhaps Ellie will have to pay Aperture Labs another visit sometime soon. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe or check out another episode? And if you really enjoyed this video, you can become a patron or channel member to help us make more. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
And the science guy